This video is going to be a little bit different from my other ones, and I want this one to be a little bit more personal, maybe so that I can reflect back on it later down the line and just see where my headspace was at. And so it's going to be a little bit more reflective, and maybe it'll show other nursing students who are going through the same thing what the last month is like and what to expect. Looking back, it was definitely a wild ride. I started college in 2016, and I took a total of 3 gap years. I took 2 in 2017 and 2018, and then another one last year in 2022. During those 3 gap years, I'd say I experienced a lot of different things, got to travel a little bit, and just do stuff that I would normally not be able to do if I was in school or I was taking nursing classes or prereqs. I also tried a lot of different side hustles and tried making money through various forms of businesses. And overall, I learned a lot throughout those gap years. I actually highly recommend anyone in college before their junior year to take a gap year or 2, because this gives you more time to think about what you really want to commit to for the rest of your life, and you have the extra time to go to different places and try new things. During this time, I think you should really seek for what interests you, and so I think this time is really valuable and priceless. I know so many people who've gotten other degrees in psychology or communications and haven't really done much with it, and then finally chose nursing to go with. And I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, because I'm pretty sure they learned something from it. But it's definitely more productive and cost efficient if you just chose nursing for your first time. So I think taking the extra time to really look for what interests you is really important. Better getting it on your first try than your second, right? So it's May 5th today, and I'm graduating exactly 2 weeks from now on May 19th. So at this point of my life, I've submitted my board applications to the BRN and made a Breeze account and all that. And I also submitted my live scan fingerprints, which I think I got scammed with, because I went to some Asian lady thinking it was $22, and then when I showed up, she actually charged me $82, which I'm pretty sure she just added additional costs that weren't really necessary. But I'm just gonna look at it as my contribution to small business owners, and I hope she uses that extra money well. And I also found out that you could get your live scan fingerprints at a UPS for $25, so story of my life, you know. Anyways, I am waiting for the approval, for the application and Actually, the fingerprints that I submitted yesterday, I think they already got approved. So I'm just waiting for the application to be approved. In the meantime, I've started studying for the boards, and my plan is to study 160 questions every day. And so it'll be in 4 sets of 40 questions, and I won't be able to do 160 questions every day because I am working part-time as a nursing attendant 3 days out of the week. So I'm just gonna have to study when I have the time. And because I am waiting for the application to be approved, I don't have an exact date as to when my NCLEX is gonna be scheduled, but I'm guessing it's gonna be around June or July. So yeah, 3 days out of the week I'll be working. For the rest of the days, I'll be working on NCLEX or some other work that I'll be mentioning very soon. As for my cringe YouTube channel, in which I'll probably regret, recording so burnt out and tired that I look like a zombie. I've tried making 2 videos a week, but now with the boards exam coming up, I'll probably have to reduce that number to 1 every week or 2. So yeah, gonna cut down on the YouTube videos and really try to get this NCLEX thing down on the first try. I'm also trying to start a different business that'll probably start anywhere in the winter or fall season of this year. And so I've just been setting the foundations and groundwork for now. I know that if I get into a new grad residency program, it'll probably start from July to September. So that's going to take a lot of mental bandwidth just to focus on that and, all the new things that a new nurse has to pick up. Although I will commit to working on the business on my off days. Some of you watching may be thinking that I'm doing too much, or I'm spreading myself too thin, or that I should maybe be committing everything to what I have right now, which is nursing, and just be grateful for it. Stop being such a greedy bastard. But here's why I'm trying to simultaneously diversify my income besides nursing. When I become an actual nurse, that's 3 days out of the week that I'll be working. And so I still have 4 days to do whatever I want, whether it's to work or just chill out, or whether I choose to do some OT and pick up some extra shifts for the time differential. I believe it's 1.5 times your base pay rate, and I think it's different for every hospital, but after your 8th hour, you'll get 1.5x your base rate. And so let's say you're making $60 an hour, you'll be making $90 an hour for the last 4 hours of your shift. And so I think that's something to think about. I'll probably not work as much OT as I initially planned to do. When I heard that you get 1.5x your base pay rate, I was like mind blown. I was like, what? I'm working OT 6 days out of the week, every single week for 52 weeks out of the year. I'm getting rich. I also know that after your 12th hour to the 16th hour, you get double the pay rate. So if you're making 60 an hour for your base pay rate, from the 12th to 16th hour, you'll be making $120 an hour. And so I thought I'd just be taking full advantage of that. But now that I think about it more, and I don't think I'm going to be doing that, because I just see what's possible out there, and I just don't see myself working 16-hour shifts, burning myself out just for the OT pay rate. So, and I actually think I'm worth more than, $100 or $200 an hour, which I know I may seem so braggadocious or too cocky or whatever. But at this point in my life, I'm really trying to achieve financial freedom, and I'm trying to get rich. Unlike many others, I'm actually not trying to become a nurse or stay as a nurse, until my late 60s or until my early 60s, and, just rely on a pension fund or a 401k to get by. I really want to, be able to travel freely and do whatever I want. So, and also to the point that I'm maybe spreading myself too thin, or that I'm doing too much, I say I'm pretty driven and mindful. And so when it's time to take care of patients, I put all my focus on doing that and staying professional about it. I don't bring anything outside of the hospital into the hospital, and vice versa. I'm also aware of all the legal ramifications, that comes with taking care of patients, and related to hospital policies. So I always ensure to stay well rested and well energized so I can critically think and be on my A game. I actually love taking care of patients, and I actually find it very, I find it a very noble and very fulfilling, occupation and task. So with that said, I've always been entrepreneurial at heart ever since I was young. And so when I look at the career path of nursing, I want to work when I want to work and take care of patients when I want to on my own time. And so what I eventually wish to do is to work as a per diem nurse, which I believe is working 4 minimum shifts in a month or 1 a week. So I think that'll be ideal for me, especially as I'm trying to, juggle different kind of businesses and still kind of keep an active income coming through. With more control over when I get to work, I can build my other businesses to make me more income over time. And I think that it'll be cool to work as a nurse, not because I have to, but because I want to. And that way, I'll never feel burnt out, as you see so many other nurses are feeling. And like I said, I don't want to work 12-hour shifts until the age of 60, until I retire and, rely on the pension fund, 401k, and, all of that stuff, because I think there's more to life than that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if me personally, I end up in a spot like that, I feel like I'd be living a life of regret when I know that I had a potential to be doing better things with my time to ensure financial freedom, time freedom, and ultimately location freedom. I think there's a balance between being grateful for what I have and also striving to do better. I think we set a lot of self-limiting beliefs, such as what we deserve for our hourly rate, what we're worth, what we're capable of, and other aspects of life that aren't necessarily financial. Having a loser or scarcity mindset is also a self-limiting belief. And telling others that they can't be entrepreneurial while having a W-2 is just another form of expressing your self-limiting belief onto someone else. Poor people are poor for a reason, whether they're poor financially or from their scarce mindset. And poor people tend to be the ones telling other people what to do and what not to do. Ultimately, I want to achieve financial freedom and wealth in my 30s through various forms of income streams, own some real estate, and just be able to travel whenever I want to freely, whenever I want to. And I don't think it's selfish, greedy, or cocky to think like that. And so if you're as convicted in your truth as I am to mine, I suggest you follow me on all my socials to join the gang.